What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Welcome to the RNEWS evening show. And let's just jump into it. From r/World News. New Zealand now has the gayest parliament in the world. Man, that headline though. Time travelers from the 90s will be laughing their asses off right now. Can confirm, I've literally traveled through time from the 90s and I laughed. I've traveled through time from the 90s too. It took freaking ages. Unfortunately it was a real-time travel machine, not a real-time travel machine. This article actually undercounts the number by 2. The parliament is more than 10% queer now. LGBT people make up about 4% of the population. Not in parliament they don't. Which is interesting. Does that imply that parts of these minority groups are more frequently involved in politics compared with the rest of the population, since parliament doesn't reflect the population rate? It could, but with this smaller sample size it is hard to conclude anything. Especially since party politics play an important role in who gets into parliament. That's not a headline I thought I'd read today, or ever. That's gay. How does one measure the unit of gayness? With gaydar edit. Thanks for taking my silver virginity lesson 3. New Zealand confirmed to be run by mods. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/News. NY shuts down 10,000 person wedding as Cuomo reveals new COVID-19 plan. How can you even know 10,000 people and still distinguish all of them? It's even more challenging when all the men are wearing the same hat. You can't. Your average person is able to know 150 to 250 people. This is a Rabi's wedding and it's 10k because it's all of the local congregations plus 3. And it fills out. The thing is, I thought Jewish communities were taking this seriously. Edit. Okay, Hasidic Jews are not taking this seriously. I get it. Also, it's done bar's number, look it up. And no, it doesn't include your Facebook friends. It's counting people you actually know. It's talking about people that if you ran into them in a bar you'd have no problems just sitting down with them and having a beer while talking about things going on in their lives that you're familiar with. No, just because you remember 1,500 people's faces doesn't mean you know them. My god, that's a lot of chairs to reserve and unfold, then refold. East South Williamsburg, that special place where COVID doesn't exist and you'd never see a mask, even at the end of days. Edited for crappy sense of direction. How in world do you feed 10,000 guests? 10 loaves and 4 fish. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/Politics. The legal reckoning awaiting Donald Trump if he loses the election. The stakes become much higher for Trump if he loses the election. A raft of legal issues, including a criminal investigation by New York prosecutors, will come into focus in the weeks following Election Day. There's also the fact that once he's out of office the DOJ will presumably stop functioning as his private law firm, so he'll actually have to start paying some bills if he wants legal representation. Can we arrest and prosecute Barr too? Dude has been a cancer to us since Reagan and has yet to get his comeuppance. Once Biden takes office he will have a new head of the DOJ, Adam Schiff. Once he gets confirmation from through the Senate, he can basically start an investigation of Barr. Schiff can direct the DOJ to do an internal investigation. Also, a lot of the lawyers will probably be fired in the DOJ, which happens sometimes when a new admin takes over. So there could be some DOJ lawyers that will flip on Barr if it means saving their jobs. I hope this happens. We need to cut the rot out completely. Barr is so nakedly corrupt and needs to go down hard. This is why it matters that a president is a security threat due to debt. Because he is corrupt, he will continue to be a risk after leaving office. He absolutely will sell top-secret information to the highest bidder. If Trump goes to prison, does he still get Secret Service protection? That's a great question and I hope we find the answer by having it actually happen. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. Locals warn derelict barge Nabarima, about to spill 55 million gallons of oil and no one is helping. It's too risky to go near it. Will soon turn into, it was too late to do anything anyways. This is a disaster that, like many before it, will just be allowed to happen. Don't forget the documentary that will follow soon after. I tell all about how things went wrong and how we need to be better to this good old planet of Hours, again. I hate feeling so freaking helpless, please. Someone famous WHO browses Reddit. Do something. Elon WYA. We will build a mini-sub to suck out the oil as long as no pedo scuba divers get in the way. Elon Musk. First thing, the US needs to fly one of its many C-130s over and drop multiple large marine salvage airbags to attach to the side base of the hull to slow down the sinking while another ship is taken out to collect the 55 million gallons of oil. Sails under the Venezuelan flag. It's owned in part by the state-owned energy company PDVSA and Italian oil company Eni. Quote, this should end well. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, the upset of 2020, Jaime Harrison pushed to oust Lindsey Graham central to U.S. Senate battle. The 44-year-old South Carolina Democrat has run in Democratic circles for years. But it didn't start out that way. Harrison was born when his mother was 15. His father was his mother's high school boyfriend and out of the picture for much of his childhood. His grandparents played a large role in raising him. Harrison grew up poor in Orangeburg, a town of tens of thousands, and went on to graduate from Yale University on scholarship and Georgetown University's law school. Harrison was a teacher, served as a chairman of the South Carolina Democratic Party, an aide to the South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn, and then a lobbyist. Harrison's association with Clyburn is a boon in South Carolina. Clyburn is the most influential African-American Democrat in Congress, and his endorsement was a critical point in helping resuscitate Joe Biden's presidential campaign during the Democratic primary. Clyburn has shown cautious optimism of Harrison's chances. I would love to see Harrison beat that spineless Graham. Would be so sweet. I live out of state, and I still donated more to Harrison than any other candidates. To never have to hear that lying sack of crap weasel Graham again is worth every freaking dime. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Watchdog group accuses Amy Coney Barrett of unconscionable cruelty in teen rape case. Barrett decided to overturn a $6.7 million jury award to a teen allegedly raped in a jail run by ex-sheriff David Clark. After a 19-year-old pregnant prison inmate was repeatedly raped by a prison guard, Amy Coney Barrett ruled that the county responsible for the prison could not be held liable because the sexual assaults fell outside of the guard's official duties. Her judgment demonstrates a level of unconscionable cruelty that has no place on a high court. Kyle Herrig, president of the progressive watchdog group Accountable US, told Salon, the only thing more concerning than the rush to confirm by Senate Republicans is what we are learning about Amy Coney Barrett's extremist record. It is hardly surprising that she has dodged question after question during her testimony. Conservatives' ideology that creates this nexus of sex, violence, punishment and state power is utterly depraved. These people are monsters with deep pathologies to which they feel compelled to subject all of humanity. Freaking gross and more than a little scary. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, and if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.